splash. Welcome to the ultimate Rumble guide to get some nice rank rewards. I've always enjoyed Rumble, but recently through the teachings of one who is top 3 in the world, I have managed to get Supersonic Legend rewards in Season 1 and actually hit top 100 in Rumble in Season 2. So with this guide, I want to help you understand how to use each power-up, and this will lead into the new series of getting Grand Champion Rumble without leaving the net until we have a power-up, and additionally we can only score with power-ups. If you don't know what Rumble is, I don't know where you've been living, but basically it's a 3v3 game mode that has 11 power-ups that activate 10 seconds after a kickoff or 10 seconds after the previous power-up is used. And before I go into this, I want to give you my number 1 Rumble tip. Bind the use button to anything but the joystick, as you will accidentally activate things whilst flipping and it's just not accurate. I personally have mine on right button. So let's break this down. Now each player will have different strategies with each power up, but this is how I feel is safe to play and also effective. The first thing we need to look at are the insta burn power up. These are power ups we want to use quickly to cycle hopefully a potentially better power up spawn. What's interesting to remember with Rumble is, although RNG is a thing, after all it is the RNGenius, over the course of the games most teams should have very similar power-ups, so it comes down to who uses them best. So let's look at them. Disruptor. Disruptor is our first insta burn. It doesn't allow you to do much, so we want to use it as fast as we can, but we need to be careful. Do not use it on an enemy with spikes or magnet, as it could allow them the ability to score easier without the need to grab boost, but as soon as you get Disruptor, get rid of it. Power hitter. This one can be quite controversial. Power hitter can absolutely be deadly. It basically turns you into the Hulk. You can hit a ball much harder than usual, and any player that comes into contact with you will get blown up instantly. However, you can still be blown up if someone drives at you supersonic, although you will take them out as well. Some top level players hold this power up to the last second when they're shooting to take the opponents off guard and get a sneaky goal. But this requires high levels of consistency and you need to be an accurate shooter, which is why I personally burn this power up straight away to hopefully get something better. So in my opinion, burn this straight away. Tornado. The tornado can be useful, and if you're gonna burn this, make sure you do it in a safe spot so you do not suck your teammates into it, which I have seen by the way. Now although you can use the tornado to whip the ball around and even dribble it, it does take a lot of practice. Therefore, if you are trying to rank up easily, I would just recommend burning it. Get into a safe place, preferably in your own net, just burn it out of harm's way. Many people go into the opponent's net to activate the tornado to try and get rid of their defenders, but this can be dangerous as you may interfere with the ball and actually save it. But not only that, if the opponents have a good power up, you are behind the hitbox of the ball, so you cannot help your team. You're out of the play. So personally, those 3, get rid of them straight away. Next power ups are useful but not considered top tier. Switcher, also known as teleportation. It is powerful. You can switch the last man out. If you see a teammate with spikes heading towards the opponent's net, switch the last man out, give them the easy goal. If you've shot and it's going in, switch the last man out, give yourself an easy goal. However, it's hard to pull off. What is easier is to save it in a situation where the opponent has spikes, and when you use teleport on an opponent with spikes, they lose their spikes, of course, and then your team can get to the ball. Or if you really want to burn this straight away and be more offensive, maybe your team's down, what you can do is just dive at the ball recklessly and then teleport to a player who's ahead of you, or drive up onto the ceiling, make it really difficult to recover, and then just teleport to a player on the ground, make them have to deal with it. Freezer, also known as ice, great for stalling out when you have a lead and you want to drain the clock. Freeze the ball when it's stuck in an almost unscorable position, such as your own corner, glued on the wall. Or you can save it to freeze the ball when a player has spikes. Now, this is important, there is a cooldown, so when you see the enemy spike the ball, do not freeze it straight away. It will not work. You must wait a second. Another good time to use Freezer if you want to get some offense going. Maybe you need to make a play because you're down a few goals. You can recklessly drive and dive in. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you can instantly freeze the ball so you have time to get back. The last way to use the Freezer is actually the most common way people use it, which is to wait in net and freeze it on the goal line. Generally, you don't want to do this unless you know your teammate has plunger and can pull it away, or grapple to blast it out, or fist or something like that, because this usually ends in a goal when people do this. This is literally last chance saving. It's very hard to do, it's very risky, and it just allows follow-ups. The boot. What a big boot to the face. Reminds me of the Giant. It's great. It's underrated. You can shoot the ball and boot the challenger or the goalkeeper away. You can use it on players using magnets or spikes to hit them back. However, here's my top tip. Use the boot once a player jumps for greatest effect. If they stay grounded, use it as late as possible to kill their momentum and hope their power-ups time out. Grappling hook. The grappling hook is so versatile. You can use it to block the ball or shoot the ball or even set up freestyle plays. For the grappling hook, make sure you use it on your team's side of the field when you are behind the ball's hitbox so you push it towards your opponent. Believe me, I have seen people score own goals and put their teams in danger from just bad timing on the usage of this. Also, be cautious. If you think you can just sit in net with grapple and be safe, it's not safe. If the opponents use boxing glove and smack the ball at you really hard and you use grapple, because the ball's traveling faster than the grapple hook allows, you'll actually get pushed back into the net with the ball and it will be a goal. So be careful. Good times to use this are if you want to set up some offense or in the midfield, usually in the midfield to prevent the opponents coming through, or again if they've got spikes. As soon as you see a player with spikes, you can just go up and hit it. Magnetizer, so good. If you get a good first touch, this is so hard to stop. Getting good with the magnetizer is what it's all about. The absolute easiest way to use this is to use the magnet as you get the ball and are taking it up the wall. This way it'll stay close. Now, once in this position, you got two choices. You can either go from the wall or the ceiling. If you go from the ceiling, as you fall off the ceiling, use your flip to go towards the net, air roll into the easiest position and then just boost at the net. Or, as I often do, is jump off the wall, flip towards the net and just fly the net. Don't do anything fancy. No one cares if you're spinning. It doesn't matter as the ball is moving around you regardless. So just fly to the net. You can also use this from the ground. Same principle. Get the magnet, get control of the ball and just double jump and fly towards the net. Spikes, another killer. Spikes are good but often overrated in the lower ranks as people think it's the be all and end all. There are many things that counter spikes, and another thing with spikes is it can be hard to actually get the ball on the car due to the speed of the game and the lack of rotation. However, once you do get spikes, time it so that you use them the second you touch the ball. This gives you more time. And here it is, the number one tip. Stay grounded. Use zigzags, use fakes to drive it in. Do not jump. Not only can you be booted away and punched away, if you jump and someone's got magnet, they can actually drag you backwards through the air. And you're also easy to read if you've got low boost. So make sure to just stay grounded. And when you are grabbing the ball, you need to grab it so that the ball is not touching any part of the ground or any surface below your car, as you will be stuck and unable to move. Alright, here's the fun stuff. Let's get on to the big bad daddios of Rumble. Plunger. At high level, it's all about saving power-ups. If you get Plunger, that's when you're saving 100% until you get an opportunity to score, or you're forced into using it to make a save. Here's a massive tip. If you're defending and have Plunger, get in front of the goal so you can actually drag it away and not pull it into the net. I know this sounds obvious, but you would be amazed how many own goals I have seen like this in high level. So if you got Plunger, just come slightly off the net. To get Plunger in the net, there's many methods you can use. I personally like to drive to just at the end range that you can actually activate the Plunger. And then I like to drive in sort of a diagonal path opposite where I've grabbed the ball from. That way, it'll take a curved line and it'll actually just continue to accelerate into the net. But you can also do other things. You can dive in, and if you miss the ball, you can use Plunger to pull it in the net. Or you can sit in the opponent's net, wait for a center, or try and get it when the opponents try to clear and pull it away. But timing is crucial on this. If you activate it too soon as they clear the ball, you can struggle to break the ball's momentum and it just sort of ends up where it took off. And if you use it too late, the Plunger can snap off of range. And here it is, the creme de la creme, baby. The biggest goal scorer, or it should be the biggest goal scorer, the Haymaker, also known as Punch. With this, you should see this as a guarantee goal. If you do not score with this and you lose, blame it on yourself. This should only be used when scoring and at very rare times if you need to use it to make a save, or if you're up, you can actually sit in the net and use it to deflect the ball away. And recently I have actually assisted a few people using the Punch to center around the last man, but it's a little bit more advanced. You really need to understand the power of it. So how do we use the Punch? One word: momentum. If you punch the ball coming towards you, it will barely move. If you punch a still ball, it moves forward, but not amazingly. With Punch, we must get opposite the goal with the ball in the middle and have the ball moving in some way positive towards the opponent net, so that when we use Punch, we can accelerate it. And as we get better at this, we are able to read the movement better. You can do redirects and you can just score absolute screamers. But for starting out, hit it forward and then punch. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that sets up the Rumble Road to GC series up nicely, as people will now have an idea of what everything does and how to use it. Good luck getting your rewards, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Look after yourself. Have a nice life, and peace out. Peace.